What's up, Taiwan? I'm Erika Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan plans to step up its border restrictions as more people enter the country from China. Beijing is preparing to scrap mandatory quarantine for international arrivals in early January. This could trigger a surge in people traveling overseas. Japan already announced increased testing for arrivals from China, and Taiwan is now following suit. Travelers from China will be tested on arrival. If they are positive for COVID-19, they'll be taken into quarantine. The Health Ministry has said more details about the rules will be announced at a later date. Taiwan currently does not allow Chinese tourists into the country, but around 30,000 Taiwanese nationals are expected to return home from China during the Lunar New Year holiday in January. Taiwan's economy is slowing down. Two key indexes tracking the country's economic health have hit their lowest levels in 13 years. But researchers expect the country's overall economic outlook to improve by the middle of 2023. Stash Butler reports.
It's a warning sign for the economy. Taiwan's National Development Council says its key measure of economic health has hit a 13-year low. The NDC's composite index of economic monitoring indicators dropped to 12 in November. That's the lowest level since June 2009. It marks a shift from what the government calls a transitional economy to a sluggish one, the Council's Economic Development Chief explains.
变动的最主要原因就是批发啦，批发表现比较不好，然后再来就是出口，因为出口这个的确是因为外在的这个需求比较弱，然后加上厂商要进行一些存货的一些调整哈，所以整个需求比较弱的话，它就会影响出口，接着就会影响生产啊，影响销售。
And that's not all. Consumer confidence is also slipping. The National Central University's index dropped in December, also to a 13-year low. That suggests people are spending less money than before. Researchers say that's partly because of inflation.
通膨已经来了嘛？那台湾也一样，你现在挖米索啊，或者面包啊什么这些，全部都在涨了。物价上涨以后，消费信心下降，那家庭收入相对也打折了。
I do not think that the slowdown in Taiwan will actually affect the global economy, but it's more a reflection of what is going on around the world.
Government economists say Taiwan is feeling the impact of slowing demand from abroad. But experts expect that demand to pick up again in the middle of next year and lift Taiwan's economy with it. Howard Zhang and Stash Butler for TaiwanPlus.
A rail line in eastern Taiwan is back in service after being damaged by an earthquake in September. The earthquake knocked out a 20-kilometer stretch of track connecting the eastern counties of Taidong and Hualien. The Transportation Ministry worked hard to restore access on that line ahead of the busy Lunar New Year travel season in January. They also plan to increase earthquake resistance on other rail lines after the holidays. Officials say trains on the restored line will operate slowly at first.
现在用80公里，但是他们会因为刚修好了哈，所以他们用一个比较稳健的做法，然后慢慢会提速啊，就会慢慢恢复到原来的速度。但是时间透过他们的监测跟观察来做了哈，基本上就是它已经恢复到地震前的这个水准，已经是没有问题了。
Taiwan's President Tsai has met with a visiting delegation of Japanese lawmakers. The 12 parliamentarians are here to deepen ties between the two countries. At their meeting on Wednesday morning, President Tsai said bilateral travel is recovering after the COVID-19 pandemic. She expressed hope that the economic and security cooperation will continue to develop between the two nations. Tsai also asked the lawmakers to support Taiwan's entry into a regional free trade bloc.
日本と基本的価値観を共有している台湾は必ずこのスタンダードをクリアできると確信をしております。
The marching band from Taipei First Girls High School is heading to the U.S. to take part in this year's Tournament of Roses parade. It's the first time in 18 years for the band to march in the parade in Pasadena, California, before the Rose Bowl American football game on January 2nd. The band has a history going back more than a century, and it performs at major events in Taiwan and overseas. The school is sending a team of 135 to the parade. But marching and playing for 9 kilometers is not their only challenge. There's a final exam waiting for them when they get back. Band leader Jian Yishan said they've brought their homework with them.
请老师就是上课的时候录影给我们看，然后就是在练习之余、表演之余，我们还会在通勤的时候，或者是在饭店休息的时候，可以拿出书来写啊，然后复习。
For the first time, solar and wind energy have provided 25% of electricity in Taiwan. The milestone was reached on Saturday, according to national electricity provider Taipei. For more on this, our reporter Sally Jensen spoke to John Liu of National Taiwan University about the breakthrough.
Why is this 25% solar and wind milestone so important for Taiwan?
Taiwan does not produce much energy. 95% of our energy sources comes from abroad. So it's very important to not only we provide low carbon energy sources, but we are also bolstering our energy security at the same time.
How did it happen?
And so since 2016, the Tsai administration has been promoting the energy transition that involve rapid deployment of solar and wind energy. And so in the past few years, we see the capacity has grow at like 5 or 6 times in a relatively short time. Although the percentage, if you look around the world, we're not that high, but I think it's a very important the first and second step towards changing, kind of phasing out fossil fuels and kind of going try to take the 2050 goal seriously.
Do you think it is enough?
Although it's a milestone we're celebrating, but obviously that's not nearly enough. And we're talking about 25% at that, about half an hour during the day. But if you look at the entire week, renewable energy contributes maybe around 8 or 9% of the electricity. And in the long term, we're looking at maybe 60 or 70%. And so obviously the room for growth is tremendous. And that means we have a lot of challenges that we will face.
11-year-old Wu Zhongxiu is a martial artist from Taichung in central Taiwan. He's no run-of-the-mill fighter. Wu has already won recognition from Guinness World Records for his outstanding achievements. Leslie Liao explains.
You've heard of the Karate Kid, but have you heard of Taiwan's Kung Fu Kid? This is 11-year-old Wu Zhongxiu, and he kicks some serious butt. You can probably tell from Wu's flawless form that he's done well at worldwide Kung Fu competitions. But exactly how many medals has he taken? Hundreds? Try over 1,000. Gold medals alone account for 315 of Wu's total count. Even the Guinness Book of World Records has taken note of his accomplishments. Wu was diagnosed with ADHD in kindergarten. While many parents would see this as an obstacle, Wu's father saw it as opportunity. In fact, he saw a potential martial arts champion. The elder Wu signed his son up for Kung Fu classes to help him focus.
不但是他的这个症状是已经不明显了，那反而在这上面去取得专业，也就是他的武术。
Wu's talent also caught the attention of Taiwanese film director Kevin Zhu, who included the boy in one of his movies. So what's next for 11-year-old Wu now that he has over 1,000 Kung Fu achievements to his name? Keep going, of course.
就是超越李小龙，对，然后我这个愿望还没达成，所以要继续努力达成。
You heard it here. Kung Fu prodigy Wu Zhongxiu wants to outdo one of the most prolific martial artists of all time. That's a high bar, but with a 4-digit medal count, he is already off to a good start. Eason Sun and Leslie Liao for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you with images of actors and musicians performing the story of the Nativity in a cave in Slovenia. I'm Erika Liu. Take care and see you next time.